Hello. Yeah, it's me. How you guys doing? Doing good? Great. So, as you can tell from the title, we are going to be playing some Doom live. I wanted to do this yesterday, and then I ran into some issues with OBS on Slackware. And then I had some other issues trying to get the stream working last weekend, which is why it didn't happen last weekend. I know. I'm very sad too. Before I actually open up Doom, I should probably go announce this over on Twitter. There. Might as well also put it over on my Facebook. Okay, there we go. So let's close Chrome. Open up Doom. Okay. Oh, in case you're wondering what source code I'm using Crispy Doom. It's available in Slack builds if you want it. And I think it's also in the AUR if you're on Arch. I don't know if it's available on. I don't know if there's a repo for it on Ubuntu. There probably is. Use Ubuntu. It's on somewhere. You know. That kind of how it be. Apologies for like frame drops. I was going to try to use the hardware accelerated option on my CPU, but for some reason it didn't want to work. So no. I'm so happy to finally be able to stream it now. I'm just so happy I can finally stream and have it work. Because if you don't know why I never streamed after like 2013, except for that one time when I played Dark Souls 2, the reason is because that live stream didn't actually happen at my house. Because until literally like within the past month, the internet that we had was just like dog shit. It didn't work. So I couldn't live stream. I wanted to, but I just couldn't. It would just keep crashing. So that's why this is like my first ever live stream like at my house since 2013. I know I've complained about my internet for quite a bit. Rightfully so. Just rightfully so. Like until recently, it was awful. It wasn't just that it was slow. It was that it was unpredictable. Like sometimes it would just completely drop out, and you wouldn't be able to explain it. It just did. It'd just be like that. I don't know. It was a real pain in the ass. And then before that, we had a satellite internet provider, Viasat, their C brand. That was relatively fast, but it had another issue where it was only where you only got 15 gigs for most of the entire month. It was $150. You only got 15 gigs, and after that, it would not let you do much of anything. And there was an unlimited time, but for some reason it was in the middle of the fucking night. I don't know. What's the point of that? I don't... It's like having a car where you can put any fuel you want in it as long as you do it within the hours of 10 p.m. to 1 a.m. It's just so fucking stupid. And then the previous internet that we had, a local idiot called, it was unlimited, but it was just... So there was an improvement on that front, but in literally every other front, it was worse. Because it was actually through ham radio, the way it worked. So literally, if something went wrong, if there was some form of like radio interference, it would just die. And there was nothing you could do about it. And if there was some form of, and if the antenna got blocked for whatever reason, it would just die. There's nothing you could do about it. It was awful, and I hated it, and I'm so happy we don't have to deal with it anymore. I mean, it's never a good sign when your ISP's website links to fucking Newsmax. No, I'm serious. It linked to fucking Newsmax. Imagine using Newsmax to get all your news. The the fuck kind of person would think that Newsmax would be an acceptable thing to link to honest news about kids? Hey, that's just fucking absurd. So yeah, in case you in case you didn't know, I think the reason I linked to Newsmax, despite Newsmax being just a massive fucking joke, I think the reason was actually because I live in a very conservative area, in case you didn't know. The county I live in Ohio is Morgan County. If you don't know, if there's one thing you need to know about Morgan County, it is that it is the most southerly Republican county in the entire fucking state. So that's a thing. So, yeah, the most solidly Republican and one of the most solidly Republican states. That's a horrifying thing to imagine. Yeah, it's not just to imagine. It's not just something I imagine because I fucking live it. Yeah, that's fun. Yeah, that's real fun. Trust me. It's real fun being a non-binary 17-year-old in the most solidly Republican county in your entire fucking state. That was sarcasm. Oh, not just a non-binary 17-year-old. An autistic non-binary 17-year-old to boot. And also knowing the fact that if you don't have a farm, you probably just shouldn't live in Morgan County because there isn't much for you if you don't know how to cow. Yes, I really did just say that. Do not fucking question me, mortal. Basically, yeah. If you don't know how to handle cows or remotely agricultural, stay the fuck out of Morgan County. Because there's nothing for you here if you don't know how. I always love rural areas. We're the most welcoming, open people in the world. As long as you what gender is, or are conservative, then we'll welcome you with open arms. As long as you're not gay. That's basically living in a rural area. As long as you're not gay, you'll probably be welcome. But if you are, say, gay or non-binary or anything, or any other form of quote-unquote non-conforming, then you are slime. Go fuck yourself. Not my opinion. Please don't kill me. Please don't kill me. It's not actually my opinion. Of course it isn't. I'm fucking non-binary. If you don't, so in case you also didn't know, I'm originally from Washington, which is slightly less absurdly conservative and racist than Morgan County is. Although it's a little bit like saying having your car crash into a river because of ice is slightly better than having it being smashed by a wrecking ball. If a car being crashed into the river because of freezing sounds strangely specific. Yeah, it is. So, when I was like 4 years old, and when my brother was still an infant, at one point we were staying with a relative. We call her Mimi. She's my step-grandmother on my mom's side. Because my parents, my dad was, had a job opportunity in, Jacksonville, Florida. And we were supposed to go into town because my Aunt Jennifer had like a job offer or something. I'm not entirely sure. I don't remember. So we got into the Buick that my Mimi was driving at the time. Now we don't know anything about Route 25 and Marietta outside of it. It's the most windy, absurd road you will ever see. Like, it's nuts. There's hardly any straight lines on the entire thing. I don't know who decided to build a road like that. They're absolute whiteouts. Like, I mean, I'm serious, like, it's an absurd road that I hate being anywhere near. Anyways, so, because the road is just intense and awful and I hate it, the car crashed into a pond that had frozen over because it was winter. One of the windows just completely shattered. It's dead, Jim. And which also meant that the door was effectively stuck. Because if you moved it, you would get glass all over you, and you would be stabbed by broken glass. Because the entire thing was shattered. My brother, who was an infant at the time, was sitting on that side. Somehow he slept all the way through it. I know he was an infant, but still, how the fuck do you do that? Fuck. I tell you, infants have some absurd abilities when it comes to sleeping through things. You know, like a fucking car crash in fucking winter because the pond fucking froze fucking over. It feels so good to be back doing another live stream where I can ramble over me playing a game. I miss doing this. I'm so happy I can do it. If you actually want to see me suck at games live more, please don't forget to like this when the VOD goes up on YouTube, which it will. Or if you're watching right now, which I don't know if you're Fuck. Stop. Fuck. I died. Damn it. Sadly, it isn't Wolfenstein. Because in Wolfenstein 3D, you have lives, so if you end up dying, like 3 times, the game is over. Fuck. I don't know why I thought that would be a good idea. Maybe it was because it was the first time an FPS ever was made, so they didn't know what the fuck they were doing. I don't actually know. I'm gonna try to beat Knee Deep in the Dead, during the stream. We'll see how long that takes. I can always come back, in the future, but, you know. You know how it is, right? Yeah. And hopefully this will actually be my first time beating the entire game of Doom. Oh, this is technically Ultimate Doom 1.9, because that's the version you can buy on Steam. I don't actually know the way to, like, downgrade your version. You can go all the way out to version 1.6. Which is fun, because then you can apply the infamously horrendous French patch that existed. Like, there's a version of Doom, so there was a version of Doom 2 released in France. It is infamously awful. And it was actually so awful that most French people who wanted to play Doom 2 didn't buy the French translation, because why the fuck would you do that? It wasn't good. No, instead they bought the English version. I'm serious. Most French gamers bought the English translation of Doom 2 because the one that was in French was just that bad. So, that's interesting. I don't think there ever was a French translation of Doom 1. Might have been. Hopefully if there was, it wasn't none of the same people who did the one for Doom 2. Because, I mean, the one for Doom 2 was horrendous. For years it was considered lost. But, I think, like, 2000, at some point, like, several years ago, it was actually, someone actually found it. Like, someone actually found French Doom 2, like, the original release box and everything on eBay. It had become a bit of a meme over on the Doom World forums, I believe it was. You know, because it was just like this legendary, seemingly lost version that was, no one had. The only reference to its existence before someone managed to create that, dehacked patch, was in the, Doom source code. In the source code to the Doom engine, there was some references to a company in France, I believe, called Art of Words. And it mentioned the file doom2f.wad. So so for years, that was the only known proof that it ever existed. And then someone found the box of Virgin Interactive and on eBay. Bought it. I think it costs a ludicrous amount of money, considering the quality of it. Just as I mentioned, it was not good. It was a really bad translation. The accents were wrong, which is odd, considering it was made by a French company. I don't know what the fuck they were doing. The logo used for the menu wasn't the Doom 2 logo, but actually just the original Doom's logo that they put up to. The Roman numeral 2 logo. You know, just the alignments were wrong. Everything about it was just not very good. Apparently that company, Art of Words, had a lot of other translations of games into France, and they became a bit of a meme in France because of how just amazingly awful they were. I can't find really any information about Art of Words on English speaking Internet, aside from the aforementioned version of Doom 2 that they made, but in the form of a thread on Tales of the Doom World, I don't actually know. They mentioned that apparently Art of Words also did a translation of Secret of Monkey Island back in the day, which was apparently great. That was sarcasm. Unfortunately, I can't seem to find that anywhere. Trust me, if I could, I would love to see it. But that appears to have been lost. I don't know what to search for because I don't speak French. Je ne parle français. So, I'm sure if I spoke French, I would probably know what to search for. Fortunately, I don't. Ich leben, ich lerne Deutsch, though. But, je ne parle français. Trust me, mate, if I could speak French, I would be showing it off. The school the high school I went to, the one we don't like to talk about very much, at one point, offered a French course, apparently. However, because, due to the aforementioned, I live in one of the most ludicrously poor counties in the entire fucking state of Ohio, and more to the point, and more to the point, the fact that the school didn't work for a major welfare district state would fucking exist because Beverly is dying. Beverly is kind of Washington. I technically live in Morgan County, but I live under the jurisdiction. But because there used to be a fortified school in Morgan County, Center Elementary School, I go to Washington County schools. It's very complicated, very weird, and I don't quite understand it. Neither does my aunt, and she works for the state education department. So she can't even explain it. How the fuck am I supposed to? So that's always fun when, like, the one contact you have for that kind of thing is just as puzzled as you are about it. I really enjoyed this stream. I really enjoy live streaming, if I have never mentioned that before. I would, if anyone is actually watching me do this, I don't actually know. There's any chance I'm going to check out, but I'm sorry, my phone is over there, and I can't. And I don't want to get up and unplug it because it's charging. Again, just like something. And I'm sorry that I had it up to somebody who got this working. And I'm sorry about if it's chopping up or being stupid as well. I tried to do. For some reason, FFmpeg doesn't seem to want to be. Doesn't want to seem to do hardware accelerated streaming. I'll figure that out real quick for the next one. Because I actually know AMD Radeon hardware accelerated streaming stuff is really good. far better than my experience on an NVIDIA chip, but my experience with NVIDIA chips has been awful because NVIDIA is just fucking horse shit. I hate NVIDIA. Because they have the worst support on Linux, and I don't want to use Windows because I fucking hate Windows. Can you blame me though? Because I mean, it's fucking Windows. I mean, do you want to use Windows? What I thought, bitch. I'm good at anything. And at one point crashed because I had the webcam plugged in. I am not fucking joking. Why would you design an operating system where if a webcam crashes, then your entire system goes down? Why would you do that, Microsoft? It's because the drivers are in the kernel on Windows, because they aren't. I mean, on Linux, the drivers are literally considered a part of the kernel, and Linux still doesn't have that, and Linux still hasn't done that to me before. So, what the fuck? That's all I have to say about that, like, just... In Linux, the kernels are literally all integrated into... No, not the kernel. The drivers are literally all integrated into the fucking kernel. So, logically, I would think that would make Linux more prone to crashing when a driver acts up, but in my experience, Windows crashes every time a driver acts up. Not Linux. It doesn't do anything on Linux in my experience. Other than dump a message to TTY, the console. That's it. And on Windows, it brings down the entire fucking operating system. Seriously, Microsoft, what the fuck did you do to Windows? I mean, yeah, so Microsoft operating systems don't work. I don't know what's wrong with them. I mean, maybe Microsoft is that bad at everything. I don't know. I mean, they did make Microsoft Access, so it's not like they have the best reputation when it comes to making software that is good. And then again, at least it's not like it was made by Adobe. Just imagine an Adobe operating system. Or, actually, no, don't. I don't think the human brain can handle such a horrifying thought. We're sorry, your operating system cannot work anymore because you are not paying your subscription. So we have remotely disabled access to your computer. We apologize for any inconvenience. Just kidding. Go fuck yourself. That's probably how that would go. Can't wait for Dreamweaver to be an operating system. Never use Dreamweaver. Don't ever use Dreamweaver. Just trust me. It's pain. I really can't stress how much I hate Dreamweaver. I mean, I have good reasons. This garbage, and I hate it. It's bad, and I hate it. I'm also industry certified in it, so I have the right to say how much Dreamweaver is shit. Trust me, when someone who is industry certified in the software is telling you that software is just complete ass, it's probably yes. Just take my word on it. Just take my word on it that it is not a good thing. It has just it's pain, and I hate Dreamweaver. Imagine Avid implemented Psycheli as the rotation app, and actually made an operating system. Sorry, I'm watching too much Tentacle lately. Seriously, don't use Dreamweaver, please. I beg of you. If you like your sanity, Dreamweaver will make sweat for you, and there's nothing you can do about it. Go fuck yourself. One time I had an Adobe Creative Suite application, I think it was Illustrator, crash when I was trying to import like a vector to use as a brush, to use as a custom brush in Photoshop. That caused Illustrator to crash. I still know. So I lost 20 minutes doing an assignment like in my digital marketing course at the purely because I had to start what I was doing to get the brush to make the brush to export as a vector to then import in Photoshop to make a custom brush. Why do you have to use Illustrator to do that? Fuck you! That's why. Why are they couldn't just let you design a brush in the app you actually wanted in? Fuck you, that's why! God, this must have been much worse when Illustrator and Photoshop were entirely separate programs that you had to pay for separately. Oh, what's that? You think the default brushes are bad and you want to make your own? Sorry, bitch! You need to go buy this other several $100 piece of software. Thank you for choosing Adobe. I just don't think these computers are long enough to creative cloud is using right now. Because I fucking hate the subscription. Because, I mean, of course I do. I'm in a terrible place for internet access. So if Adobe decides that you need to re-authenticate the servers because I don't know. You just can't get any creative work done. Go block yourself. I also don't like it because it also means that if Adobe removes a feature that you use in an update, there's no way to just go back. Because, I mean, back when they sold the Creative Suite as like a standalone thing, you could still be, like, I think the last one was CS6, you could still be using CS2. If you didn't need anything that CS6 sub had. But with the Creative Cloud thing, no. If you don't like what's in the update on, say, Photoshop, well, that's you. Thanks for using Adobe. I mean, did I expect more from a company that decided to abandon Linux development Flash Player years before Flash Player died, and only brought it back when Flash Player was announced it was going to be sunset 3 years later? I'm not. I mean, Adobe sucks. Yeah, Flash Player is going to be discontinued soon. Oh, by the way, we're finally going to start updating Flash Player for Linux again. Really, Adobe? At that point, what's the fucking point if you already had plans to sunset it? So that meant for years on Linux, if you needed to like access websites that had Flash and you needed to have an updated version or whatever, your only option was to use Google Chrome. You could also use the open source version of Chromium. But if you prefer, say, Firefox, you were SOL. Because Firefox used the Netscape plugin application programming interface at the API. Whereas Chrome used the Pepper plugin application programming interface, or PPAPI. And were they compatible at all? Yeah, just download this wrapper called Pepperfresh Player, install that into the plugins folder for Firefox, and also have Chrome installed on your computer, and then you can use Pepperflash on Firefox. If you think that doesn't sound like the easiest thing in the world, you would be correct. It wasn't. In fact, for some users, it was you pretty much needed to. In fact, for some users, it was impossible because they don't know their way around anything. Thanks for using Adobe. Yeah, that was a great move, and then they decided to update Flash or Firefox right after they announced that they were going to be killing off Flash Player. Adobe, why? Oh, did you think you had an option to use like an alternative compatible one? I mean, you did at one point. You could use, I believe it was called Ganache, which was the GNU project drop-in replacement for Flash Player. But then that's the development on that died, and then it stopped working on the latest version of Firefox. And then I think Mozilla was working on one called Sparkwave or something. And then development on that stalled, and then you could use it on the latest version of Firefox. That was like a pattern again. So that's how Adobe is. So that's how that died. I just really fucking hate Adobe. I'm sorry. I mean, it's not like it's hard to dislike Adobe software. I mean, Adobe software sucks. So, yeah, that's... Java's just garbage. Only good thing Java gave us Java and even then, that I'm not sure they don't want to do for Android. And if you're like developing for desktops, I don't think you can use Kotlin at all. Still. Probably not, because I have bastards. These are called the Barons of Hell. They are idiots, and I hate killing them. Yeah, this looks familiar. Yeah, I remember. I think I actually beat this. It was 3 years ago. It was on iOS. Once you beat the big badasses and clean out the moon base, you're supposed to win, aren't you? Aren't you? Where's your fat reward at City Home? What the hell is this? It's not supposed to end this way. It stinks like rotten meat, but it looks like the lost demo space. Looks like you're stuck on the shores of hell. The only way out is through. To continue the Doom experience, play The Shores of Hell in its amazing sequel, Inferno. We'll do that on the next stream.